let's make some pesto mozzarella sourdough bread. In your bowl, go ahead and add 350 grams of warm water, 100 grams of your active sourdough starter, and mix that together. Next, add 500 grams of bread flour, 10 grams of salt, and then start mixing this together with a spoon or a Danish whisk. Once your dough starts to come together, go ahead and knead it by hand for 3 to 5 minutes. After I'm done kneading, I go ahead and I scrape down the sides just to make sure I can incorporate all that flour. Next, go ahead and cover and let rest for 30 minutes. Now that it's been 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and do our first round of stretch and folds. You do want your hands wet for this as the dough is sticky, but go ahead and pull up on your dough and then fold it in, and you'll do this clear around your bowl. After you're done, go ahead and cover again and let rest for another 30 minutes. Now we are on to round 2. You will notice your dough is less sticky, but I still get my hands wet. But again, pull up on that dough and fold it in and do it clear around your bowl. Then cover and then let it rest again for another 30 minutes. We're going to do our last round of stretch and folds. You'll notice that your dough really isn't sticky this time, but go ahead and repeat that same process of pulling up on your dough and folding it in. And then after I'm done, I just like to form it into a ball. And then you're going to cover it and then do your first round of the fermentation process. This is totally going to depend on the temperature of your dough. Now that my dough is done rising, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of flour on my countertop and get my dough out. I like to go ahead and pull my dough out to a rectangle. After I have it pulled out to a rectangle, I'm going to go ahead and put a thin layer of the pesto sauce and then sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top. Go ahead and fold your dough into thirds now and add another layer of the pesto sauce and mozzarella cheese. Starting with the end closest to you, go ahead and roll your dough up and finish shaping it. Try not to pull it too many times, otherwise it will tear. Sprinkle your Banneton basket with some flour and your dough, and then add your dough to your Banneton basket. Cover and place in the fridge overnight. Now that it's the next day, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 450 degrees with my Dutch oven inside. Go ahead and get my dough out on some parchment paper and score it. Add your dough to your Dutch oven. Place it back in the oven, and I cook for 30 minutes with it covered and then 10 to 15 minutes with it uncovered at 450. The full recipe is in the description below, and follow me for more sourdough recipes.